My guest today is the founder and CEO of JobPixel, a leading video sharing platform in the HR space. Omar has leveraged his love for simple yet functional products, discipline, and social skills to create a company that serves businesses like Randstad, Cognizant, Boston Medical Center, and others. Just like stories brands tell through his platform, Omar has got his own unique journey in entrepreneurship, the one he was kind enough to share with me. I learned a hell of a lot from this conversation, and I hope you too will take away a few nuggets of wisdom, regardless if you're an entrepreneur or working in a corporate sector. Thank you very much and enjoy the show. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Be Yourself podcast, the podcast on expressing our true selves. Today, my guest is Omar Khateeb. He's the CEO and founder of JobPixel, a rather successful company in the TA space. Omar, thank you for joining me.
Thank you for having me, Sergey. Really excited for this.
Man, we have some mutual friends. And we completed some videos where you were an invited speaker. So I do know something about your company. And it seems like you guys are everywhere in terms of, appearances or sponsoring someone. So I think my first question, pretty obvious, is to what do you attribute the current success of JobPixel? And maybe you can start off by just giving a short overview of what JobPixel is and what does it do for the employer branding.
Yeah, absolutely. So we are the leading video platform in the space. We provide video content. We're a platform basically that allows large companies to collect short-form video content from their employees and then use that content in recruitment marketing, employer branding, EVPs, etc. Some of our customers include Randstad, Cognizant, Boston Medical Center, et cetera, et cetera. So we have quite a bit of clients that are above 10,000 employees because that's really the kind of the target that we go after. And I think who do we want to attribute our success for? I wouldn't call us like a success. It's never enough for us. We want to continue growing as a business.
Mm-hmm.
But the reality is that I think it's just the network that we've built of friends, influencers, et cetera, partners as well, like the recruitment marketing agencies. If it wasn't for them, we wouldn't be here. We've built a really good relationship with most of the people in the industry, and that really just continued to excel us forward. In this industry, without relationships, you're going to have a really hard time scaling and growing.
If there's something I learned from Chad and Cheese, our mutual friends, is that it's not what you know, it's who you know, right? And I think one of your mottos is that people is everything, right? And that's exactly, man. But for all the stories that are successful, there is a beginning, right? I'm interested to know, how did you get to do what you do? Like, was it the first choice? Maybe you just can give us a little bit of your background. Where are you from is the question I'm also interested in.
Sure. So I moved to the United States in June 2014. I came from Jordan in the Middle East. I went to an American high school there. Got accepted at UC Davis, so I decided to move here. My best friend as well got accepted there, and ended up going to school.
Mm-hmm.
We started my graduation year, I think like senior year, we had a little small company that I started with a couple of friends. That was a hilarious startup that didn't really go anywhere, but that's a story for another time. And then I ended up starting to work with, I work with like some funds and some other startups, things like that from the experience I developed. But then I ended up getting a job with a multi-service provider that sells Cisco products in San Francisco.
Mm-hmm.
I was working on the sales side. And I was leaving the office one day in Embarcadero. It was like, I think right before COVID hit, like I think it's like, either February or January of 2020. Like it was just ended 2019, et cetera. and I had just downloaded TikTok at the time. I downloaded it, deleted it, downloaded it, deleted it. But that time, like, I just decided to keep it. So I don't know why I open up TikTok and I see this video of this guy named Mike that works for Sherwin-Williams, the paint company. And he like would bring blue, red, green in a bucket and then just kind of mix them.
Okay.
And every video he would post gets like 2-3 million likes, like 20 million views. And everyone in the comments is saying, I want to work here. I want to work here. I want to work here. And that's like the time when I was like seeing these like day in the life video content come up. I was like, this is really interesting. I wonder if someone has really done this. Again, I didn't do deep enough research, but on the surface, I was like, okay, nobody's really helping a lot of companies do this. And then, so I was out that same week with a couple of friends. I was talking about the idea with one of my friends about like video and employees and all that fun stuff. And he's like, oh, you should meet my old boss. And I said, who's your old boss? And which is my co-founder now, Anthony. So Anthony built a company called Bright.com with his team and sold it to LinkedIn back in 2014. And he spent almost 6 years at LinkedIn building a big portion of their job ecosystem. So everything from their job board to LinkedIn Recruiter, et cetera. And he was really the catalyst that made me like really jump into this and actually create the company. So I think we started like end of May, beginning of June in 2020. So COVID has already hit. We like were building products, trying things out, et cetera. We launched our first official product, I would probably say around January of 2021, which was basically we would allow the hiring managers to record a video, and then we would ask the candidate to record a video back. In hindsight now, that was a terrible idea, and we can dig a little bit deeper into that. We ended up pivoting.
Trailers are always interesting, yeah.
Yeah, it's so funny because our pivot wasn't really like a direction change. It was removing a feature. And that was it. We removed a feature and we just absolutely exploded our growth. We removed.
So you were focusing on too many things.
Well, no, not necessarily. We focused on the wrong aspect of video, if that makes sense.
Oh, so you pivoted, right?
Yeah, but our pivot was removing a feature, not necessarily adding something new. It's just we removed something off of our product.
So you focus solely on enabling employees becoming content creators, and
That's
you
it.
Got rid of the HR part, the company's part, right?
Well, yeah, we didn't like necessarily get rid of, but we cut off stop promoting and selling and showcasing the feature where we would do video interviewing, where the hiring manager is talking and the candidate responds back.
Quick one, guys. If you can help me to grow this channel by hitting the subscribe button, I would be really, 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 really thankful. Thank you very much for supporting me and enjoy the show further. All right. So let me backpedal a little bit. So you came to the US in 2014, you said, and you were a high school student at the time.
No.
How did you know English?
No, I was in an American high school in Jordan.
Okay. Oh, okay. And you knew what the future held for you. Like you knew that you would want to go to the US at that point already, studying in the English-speaking school.
Studying, absolutely. I didn't know if I wanted to stay or not at the time. I have to remember, but I knew that I wanted to come here and study. I think this is a great country, and it's a land of opportunities, many opportunities. So
yeah, an American dream. This is fascinating because you knew that you would need English, right? And you were just learning it, and then you arrived to the US. Were you always entrepreneurial? Were you always coming up with ideas? What was your main acumen at the time? Were you like a technical person, or you said more of a salesperson, right?
But I do like design. I really like product, etc. I love sales because I like to talk to people and build relationships and friendships. That's like really where I'm always really happy and enjoying myself. But I think that, like I have a lot of passions, but if I was entrepreneurial from a very young age. I used to make kids pay for to do projects for them in high school. So if they have a school project or a class project, I would actually do it for them and get
Yeah,
paid.
man.
Uh, Especially in 2010, one of my friends, because of that, he told me to buy something called Bitcoin at the time.
You did buy it? Wow.
So I used to funnel all the money I used to make from the kids in my school into that and PlayStation games. That's all I used to do.
So you bought Bitcoin at the very early stage?
Mm-hmm.
Holy
Yeah.
moly, man.
Yeah.
Okay. It's funny that you said that you were completing projects for your fellow students, because my first company that I sold to a big venture capital firm, we did exactly that. We were writing papers for American students. So yeah, so I'm now no stranger to this type of work and how handsomely it is compensated. Anyhow, yeah, that's
good.
all the thing of the past. So let's fast forward back to 2021. It's COVID. You and your co-founder Anthony are rolling. Tell me what was happening from that point forward.
So I have to preface that by saying, me and Anthony, in a weird way, we complete each other. The things that I'm terrible at, he's really good at. And the things that okay at, I'm good at. So it's like we like fit like a puzzle in a weird way. And honestly, if that wasn't the case, I don't think it would have worked out.
Yeah.
Usually, when you see like two co-founders that are kind of the same, it doesn't really work.
Mm-hmm.
But Anthony and I, we like super complete each other. So I think that's one of the reasons we also have had a good time working together, because I can count on him, he can count on me, and like we have this really strong level of trust together. But yeah, I mean, it's not. I can't really say like there's a lot. It's just a process. Finding product market fit after you launch your first kind of version of your product is really the number one goal. So it's just picking up the phone, calling, messaging, doing everything you need to do to reach your ICP, your ideal customer profile, and try to close customers and see how much they retain, how they use your product, continue to get feedback, and then just iterate. So I'm trying to just see what happens. But yeah, I mean that was pretty much it. I mean there isn't like there's so much little things in the story, but I think if I would talk about pivotal points, I would talk about the point when I met Chad Solaj. That was very illuminating to us because it helped me understand the industry at a deeper level, and he really helped me connect to a lot of really great people that are now friends, customers, partners. And it's been just great to kind of honestly connect with Chad.
Shout out to Chad. So I think what you're talking here is that he helped you to scale, but let's get to this a little bit.
Not only the scale, but also helped us really get started, because like we were still small. Like we're still figuring.
Did you understand your ICP? Did you have the product market fit? Because so many entrepreneurs fail at this point.
Yeah.
Can you give me some of the lessons that you learned in identifying your ICP and finding the product market fit?
Well, it's one is picking your lane. I think that's the first lesson is you can't be everything for everyone because you'll be nothing for nobody. So pick whether you want to be small business, call it medium businesses, or large enterprise. Pick your lane. So I think that's a very important thing. Distinguish your customers based on their size and understand like which one is a really much better one for you to go after. Me personally, my opinion is always going to be enterprise, but some other people might be a little different minded, and that's fine.
B2B is your lane, right? Only enterprise.
Yeah, we only do B2B enterprise. And I think, so that's number one. Number two is really the type of company that you want to go after. Like, There are companies we would not go after, but there are companies we would definitely go after. Healthcare, for example, is a fantastic industry to share video stories, things like that of employees. Pharma is another really great one. Um, uh, Telecommunications, etc. Tech, not so much, personally. Like the tech industry, I wouldn't share that many stories. Lots of jobs, for the most part, are if you're working again, let me not if you're working for a startup, but if you're working for one of these really large companies and like you're doing an administrative job, most of the time your job is probably a little boring.
I think the lesson derived from your story, from this part, is that your focus starts answering the question who you don't need to focus on. And it's a conventional wisdom I've heard a lot of times, that if you don't know where to start somewhere where you definitely know you don't want to be, and the people who you don't see as your customers. So you realize that tech people or big tech is not your lane. Then you started moving in different direction, and next thing you knew, you found this beautiful industry called hospitals. Mm-hmm. And yeah, I saw so many user cases specifically from hospitals. And now what? You know that you target enterprise. You know who's your ICP. You know who you don't want to work with. By the way, why tech companies is not your lane? Because they do this videos do well on their own, or what is the case here?
Selling tech to tech companies is historically hard. Especially if it's like the larger ones. Like if you're trying to sell to Google, like an enterprise software tool, they'll tell you, you'll hear it a lot, oh, our internal team can build something like this.
Oh, yes, sir. They always have their internal team.
Always.
And your goal as a salesman here to explain them that using your service or solution will be cheaper than for them who hire and maintain the entire department, right?
But they wouldn't care about that because they're Google, for example, and they have the budget to do that.
Yeah, so you really target. How did you arrive to this understanding that you were interested in 10,000 employees plus companies? I mean, it's a pretty
in specific industries.
Okay.
Well, it's just pattern matching, right? Seeing what we've seen be really successful, whether it's like retention, how they use the product, how organized their team is in a weird way. The larger company, the more organized of a TA function that they might have. If you, especially in like the HR land, if you go to a really small company, like 100, 200 employees, chances are they only have like one person working in HR that does everything. They like post on Indeed and do all the legal compliance stuff and all the other stuff and all the work. But the larger company you actually have a proper department that is segmented into, different sub-departments, etc. I think there are some even rules around making that, happen as well. But I like complexity, and the more complex a system is, the more rigid it is, in my opinion, personally. I might be wrong.
Okay. It's 2021 and you're going through. By the way, did COVID help or did it not help your business at that particular point?
I think both, in a weird way. It helped because it opened up this entire whole world of people sharing stories online because they were locked up at home or can't really leave, etc. So I think that's the thing. But the other part is it just made people sadder, man. Like COVID was really depressing for a lot of people. Lots of people came out of that because they don't know, like, oh my God, I've been locked in for months, and I don't, some people forgot how to socialize, etc. Like I had a really hard time after COVID because I used to really like to have my friends and go out and do all that stuff. And like COVID really made it difficult. Like it took a lot of people out of their element. And even if you look at some of the statistics about like depression, anxiety, things like that, things skyrocketed a lot. And humans are social animals at the end of the day. So I think that's effect number one. Effect number two is going to be just the economical, just nuclear bomb that it dropped into the economy. Like we're still dealing with that today.
Yeah.
I don't hate and I don't like the administration at the same time personally that we have in the United States. I'm just like, okay, you guys do whatever you want to do. Just don't crush us in the process, right? If it's successful, like I don't wish whether it was Biden or Trump to like be a failure. I don't want them to fail because when they fail, we get screwed. It's not really the other way around, right? Like they do their term and walk away, but when they fail, we actually feel the effects. It's like the economy is getting crushed, etc. So yeah, I mean, like these last couple of weeks, it's been a literal roller coaster for a lot of people. And again, there's a huge reason for that because of COVID and looking at how much money the United States has printed since the COVID, pandemic. I even forgot the word. Since the pandemic, I mean, we've printed a lot of money. We have tried to keep the economy afloat, et cetera, et cetera. We went through like literally an insane cycle and then kind of almost like a low cycle. And now we're probably going to go into stagflation or something worse. We don't know. We'll see. It's all up in the air.
Yeah, definitely a roller coaster, but what a great time to be alive and to spectate everything that's going on. Well, at least maybe not so much when you're inside a roller coaster, because believe me, I know what a roller coaster is, living in Kiev, Ukraine. So bumpy times for all of us. But what doesn't kill us make us stronger, right? Tell me, I can see that short form social networks are on the rise for the last, 5 years. TikTok is blooming. TikTok was under a threat of shutting down in the US, and look, nothing happened. So you enable organizations to actually create meaningful content for their social networks such as TikTok. Is that what you guys are doing?
Well, no. So it's a part of it. We let them collect video content from their employees talking about why they love working for the organization. And then that content can go on LinkedIn, it can go on TikTok, it can go on their recruitment advertising, it can go on their programmatic, et cetera, et cetera. They can really pick where they want to put it. But the whole premise of JobPixel is the ability to easily collect video content in short form, faster, better, cheaper.
Yeah. Is it effortless? No, it is effortless because I had a little demo where you sent me a request. So I believe that an HR manager can send a request to a new hire, for example, that they were looking for quite some time, right? So they nailed this hire and they're sending the request. Please, can you share a few words about why you chose our company? And here we go, the beautiful piece of content right away from this new hire, new person.
Yep, that's perfect. You got it right.
Cool. No, I mean, I like businesses that are super simple to understand. Complexity, I don't know if I'm a dummy, but I just haven't had any success with doing complex things. And I think that actually,
if you make your customer overthink, if you make your customer do math, you're doing it wrong. That's the whole thing. Like just be straightforward, be simple, make your user experiences easy to understand. I mean, that's just the way to do it. I mean, honestly, because there are a lot of tools that do a lot of things in the world. And there are tools that, I mean, for example, this Riverside platform. I'm sure there are 3 other companies doing the same thing.
Yeah.
But I don't know why you picked it. But maybe it's the user experience. Maybe it's the quality. I don't know. But you have your own reasons. And that's the thing. Like, there are a lot of companies doing similar things in the world. So like always try to have the best experience and keep it simple.
So can you reveal some of the metrics currently with JobPixels? Maybe something that is public, the number of customers, or your I don't know, life cycle, customers life cycle, something that you comfortable with.
Yeah, so I think the thing I'll talk about is probably the effect on the customers. So, on average, we see a 34% improvement in their conversion rate after they add video content. Basically, the whole point I'm trying to make is that we live in a world now where, people really care about what is the conversion rate for something, or what is the certain ROI that you can get. So it's similar to you, like wearing that shirt right now that you have on. If you have two websites, one website has a video of the shirt and the other one has just a picture, you're probably more likely to buy from the one with the video. That's just the truth. Yeah. And that's really where we drive conversion rate. The next thing we really affect, and it depends on the customer, is a reduction in the bounce rate. A bounce rate is basically defined as someone Googles you, they come to your website, and then they leave. Okay. Yeah. The lower your bounce rate, the better it is that your website will actually, grow and rank better on SEO.
Yeah.
And then the last one, which is kind of also connected to bounce rate, is time on site, right? How long can you keep people on your website? The longer a customer or a prospect or a visitor is on your website, you have higher chances of converting them to take an action. That's true in everything, whether you're shopping, applying to jobs, etc. The longer you spend time, the more likely you are to take an action. And that's really the three things that we try to optimize for a lot of our clients.
So you're saying that engagement is the North Star metric for everything. I mean, if you have people staying longer, reading longer, commenting, sharing, you'll be successful. You'll get success in SEO.
We already have the customer. We want the customer to be successful, and then that's how they decide whether we're worth it or not. We don't take our customers' work and videos as our own success. I think they've succeeded. They reach out to us and say, "Hey, like, this went really well. Thank you so much. This is amazing." And that's what gets us excited and moving forward. And that's it. I mean, we've been doing really well with a lot of really large companies. Thank God. Yeah.
Yeah, man, I could relate to you and your story and your views in so many ways, because I'm also someone who's connected my life to videos. We do videos from podcasts, and when customers just come to us saying that, it's awesome, and we got some sort of some benefits from you guys doing this way. There's no better feeling, right? It's an ultimate recognition. So your customer's success is your success, and there's no way around it. Talking about scaling, maybe you can educate me a little bit. Because a lot of entrepreneurs fail when they scale. Okay, so I only maybe, I don't know, like 99.9% fail when they start, but a lot of entrepreneurs fail when they try to scale. So can you tell me about scaling? Was there a particular moment where you exploded? I think you said that there was a moment. How you handle it, and what are some maybe mistakes you made that other fellow entrepreneurs listening to us might be wary of?
Well, I think so. In this industry, partnerships are really, really important, because a lot of the customers that you'll meet, they will ask you, who do you work with? Do you work with this company that we already work with? Do you work with this platform we already work with? So having a good relationship with everyone is actually almost like the magic bullet to have really good in this industry. When clients in our space hear that you work with their existing provider, or they work with you work with their platform or something like that, it just really takes down that level of like, trust. Skepticism. Let's do it this way. Skepticism is here. It goes down to here. And then trust goes down from here all the way to here. And
just because you work with someone they know.
Yep.
They're going to ask you themselves if
Yes.
you work with, really? Wow.
It happens all the time. So yeah, I mean, that's really what it is. I wish I built the amazing relationships we have now in 2020, not 2 years ago in 2023 or 2022. That was really the only delay. If we did that earlier, we would have known our path earlier. We would have. The partners here are really, really great. Seriously, they're fantastic.
So I think you identify your perfect audience or perfect partners, whatever, when you're already in the market, when you already have customers, right? So it's an ongoing process, just sharpening and understanding who's your ICP. I saw you. You're going to a bunch of different conferences, and it falls perfectly under this idea that it's a B2B. Do you agree that B2B is all about personal connections, right?
Most of it.
Most of it, right? But your product still can't suck, right? It's gotta be decent.
Yeah, we have some companies that I always wonder why are they still around. But yeah.
Do you have competitors at all?
We do, yeah.
Were you first to the market with this idea?
Definitely not. Definitely not. Multiple companies have done it in their own version before, and one of them even got acquired and did really well right before we started. So yeah, they're good. They did really well, and we found out about them way later. Actually, I didn't know about them until probably like 2 years into our journey. But some of the other competitors, like I've heard about them, or people have brought them up. But yeah,
is the market so sizable that you didn't even care about the competitor?
A lot of people look at competition as a scary thing. I actually welcome it and I like it because one, it gives you more credibility that what you're working on is actually real because other smart people are also trying to do the same thing you're trying to do.
Yeah.
Number two is it's a motivation. I think that when you have competition, like if it's only just you, a monopoly, who the hell are you going to compete with? You're going to compete with yourself? It makes no sense.
Right on.
Yeah, but when you have competition, you're actually always having like someone that you're actually competing with to make you better, and I like that a lot. And so I like the way that they do that. Honestly, it's just I love competition. I appreciate it. I've made friends with some of our competitors as well. We have had drinks together, etc. And I like working with them. That's the way it is because we're supposed to coexist. Like there is no one company wins all. It just doesn't work like that.
You expand the market together. You bring more people into it.
Yep, exactly.
Okay. But what was about your product that allowed it to stand out?
I mean, the ease of use, our support is also pretty incredible. Lots of people love our how our team connects with them, etc. Our integrations are basically flawless with every single one of the partners that we have.
How big is your team?
Like how many people in total?
Yeah.
12 people, and then we have like 16 total outside of other contractors as well. So I would say 16 total.
And who was responsible for the technical side? Who engineered the entire thing?
My co-founder Anthony and his team. Our engineers are pretty incredible.
So this is where you complement each other. You're more of a people guy, right? People-centric, finding connections, like all this stuff. Business developer, and he's taking care of the product.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Cool. Maybe that's why my partnership with my co-founder just didn't go well, let's put it lightly, because we both were kind of business developers. We didn't have a technical person
You
among
need,
us.
yeah, you need that. You need that difference between you guys. Yeah, you actually notice pretty quickly how much better things get when you guys complete each other. It's actually really beautiful.
Have you learned some tips and tricks about networking? Because it appears that you're a professional networker, Omar. So before you had a brand that was speaking for itself, what was the secret sauce, man?
There isn't really a secret. I just love people, man. I like making friends. I mean, that's it. Be genuine, be real. Like no one gives a shit at the end of the day. Like I always look
Be
at this.
yourself.
I mean, yeah, it's like I meet a lot of people. They're like, "Oh, this person is the VP of this. This person is the C-suite of that." I'm like, "Okay, that's fine, but are they? Do they breathe air? Do they eat food? Do they probably have a dog and a wife or a husband and kids at home? Probably. At the end of the day, they're just a normal human being like us. We want a social connection. We want people to be nice to us. We want people to respect us. We want to be listened to, and that's pretty much it. I mean, I think that's that. That's it. Just be yourself. Be kind. Listen to folks, and and be interested in what they have to say as well. I think that lots of people as well, they come in and they just talk and talk and talk and talk when you're in like circles, and they never ask you, "Oh, what about you?" It's like really, that's like one of the things like that. The banter is what makes interpersonal communications really easy. Is you just it's like a ping pong, okay? It's not like, oh, let me just like grab the arrow and keep throwing as much things. It has to be a ping pong. Okay, it's not a one-sided thing. Um, yeah. So, and I think that's pretty much it. Just be yourself, be calm. I mean, and yeah, I mean, I just love talking to people, man. I just really do.
Interested are interesting, and I think if you and there are a lot of different contexts for this phrase, but one of is like if you're interested in other people, at some point they'll be interested in you, right? And yeah, I totally agree.
Yeah, but the other thing is as well is you should not expect everyone to like you, and that's okay.
Absolutely, that's a good point. That's a
Yeah,
good one.
like, there's a lot of people who like strive to be liked by everyone, and I'm like, listen, like, people
Guys,
come
you
up,
gotta watch this on YouTube. Omar's facial expression is invaluable.
yeah, it's like I always see people, and I'm like, there are people that are gonna like just despise you, man, and then there's gonna be people who are gonna love you, and there are gonna be people that are in the middle, and that's totally fine, right? I have people who've literally said, "Oh, you're loud," or "Oh, I don't like being around you." That's fine, whatever, your opinion. And then I have people who like give me hugs and kisses whenever they see me, and then there's people who are like, "Good to see you, good to see you," and that's fine. That's all of us.
Yeah,
Are there some people that are like more on this side, but it's never 100% everyone likes you. There's always a percentage. There's if you think everyone likes you, there's a small percentage that's probably lying to you, and that's okay, right?
yeah. Living in false expectations is a very dangerous path, and but at the same time, we can't, because I had this moment in my life where I was putting out content for like a year. It was one of my unsuccessful ventures, and I was putting out content for like a year and not asking anything in return. So I think what you're saying is true, right? But at some point, when you create value for others, right, or when you go networking and you're talking to others and talking about other people, at some point you have to just slip in some info about what you do, and just right, because I don't think that every single time you encounter someone, like, you only care about them. You still want to convey what you're doing. Is that fair to say?
That usually happens naturally. If you're interested,
Naturally, yeah.
yeah, most people are going to ask you what you are. Don't just say, "Oh, this is what I do." Like, just let people ask you. That's just
Yeah.
like, it's the more respectful way, in my opinion, because
What do you answer when people ask you what do you do, Omar? Seeing you first time, do you have a go-to?
I mean, I always mess around like I'm just a sales guy working at a startup. But then, like, if there's someone in the group that knows that, hey, like, he actually founded the company that he works at.
Yeah, so you kind of downgrade your own accomplishments.
I
You
mean,
don't want
yeah.
to.
But at the end of the day, yes, I am running a business. But what do I do in my day to day? Most of the time, I'm selling.
Cool, cool.
Mhm.
That's cool, man. I really like this
Yep.
because people, a lot of times, a guy in the t-shirt in the back of the room is the one with the most power. You
Yeah.
know, so I like the idea.
I live in San Francisco Bay Area. Trust me, I know that very well. Like we have a lot of people here that are like literally billionaires walking around with flip flops and a t-shirt, and you would never guess it.
The question that just came to my mind: are there some people that you encountered in your life, and maybe you had a short interaction, or maybe some people that you have regular communication with, that you learned some lessons that you can share with us? I don't know, maybe some big names, some big tech giants, or maybe our mutual friends who taught
Yeah.
you something that you carry with you.
Yeah. Chad has always repeats this phrase to me. It's like, stay focused, stay focused, stay focused. And that's a very valuable lesson of like, just being laser focused as a startup founder, not getting distracted by really shiny things and just really focusing on like the core problem that you're trying to solve. I think that's really important. I have another person, but I'm not going to mention their name. They don't like to be public, but they're very well known in our industry. They told me that the secret to their success was remaining calm all the time whenever things like got out of hand. So I think just like really always having a cool head. It drives my wife.
Like a Zen master. But it's difficult to be that way, man.
Yeah, I mean, I get riled up when I'm around my friends, but I think if something really, my wife hates it because I don't know, some crazy stuff would happen, and I'm just like, she's like, why are you not freaking out? I'm like, there's no reason to freak out. Just let's calm down. Because what I understood is that when you're riled up and like you're trying to make a decision because something bad happened, it's really hard to make a good decision if you're riled up yourself.
True,
And like,
true.
I think that's really, really good advice. Yeah, and then the last one is also another really great person in the industry that probably wouldn't want to be mentioned is, hire players. If you want a, B player, a B level or a C level outcome, hire, bad people. If you want to hire, have a really good success, you got to hire those A players. Yeah.
So are you claiming that you have a team of superstars only?
Currently, yes.
Well, 12 people, you can do that because you can handpick them pretty much.
Yeah.
The bigger you become, the more difficult it gets.
Yep.
Do you see the challenge? What's your let's end on this point. What's the next phase for JobPixel?
Well, we're going to be hiring a bunch of folks shortly here to continue growing the business, and keep it going. But yeah, I interview a lot of people every single time where we open up a role. I mean, yeah, our last hire, I think we've interviewed about 50 people to get to who we want to end up hiring.
One hire. So you conducted 50 interviews.
50, yes, for one
50.
role.
Any hiring advice? Aside from, okay, hire A plus players, but how do you identify their A players?
You gotta find someone that works with the team, man. It's so weird. Like if someone does not work with your team, it can just break the entire system for you. So like, just you'll know with your gut, like if someone is gonna fit or not. You just know. Trust your gut.
If they're a jerk.
Yeah, don't hire jerks. Like, you don't want jerks. You don't want people bullying your coworkers.
But a lot of times, Omar, you know this better than me. A lot of times, people who are skilled, they know that they're good. They're jerks.
That's fine, but you can suss that out throughout your interview process with them. But anyways, I think that's hiring really good people is important. You have to. You just have to.
Do you believe in probation in order to like not put so much emphasis on hiring, but let them in?
It depends. If it's like a role where I can quickly find out if something is going to work or not, sure. If it's just a position where, it's going to take a while to even find out, I wouldn't even go down that route. Like, if you're hiring an account executive, like, it makes no sense to do it. There's literally no point, because average ramp up in an enterprise selling business is probably 6 months. You're not going to be able to find out if they're really good for at least 6 months. But if you hire an engineer, yeah, maybe you can probably do that. You can give them a couple of code projects, see how it went. Did they finish it on time? Did they have a lot of bugs, etc.? You can probably make a good assumption around that. Marketing as well maybe is another one where you can have them run an ad campaign and see how they responded to things instantly versus like waiting months and months and months. So it depends on the position, really.
So basically you are running business with your friend. Anthony and you were friends before you started the business.
No. We started the business, then we became friends.
Do you think it's a better sequence?
I don't have really an opinion on that. I mean, it's up to that. I mean, everyone's different. I don't know. I mean, the Stripe founders are brothers.
Yeah,
so
it's a good one.
Yeah.
Well, man, any I don't know, as we were wrapping this up, any last thoughts, or I don't know, the words of wisdom? Because I started this podcast targeting people like you, to be completely frank, the people who create their own destiny, right? Who are not just managing the circumstances, but they're creating their own life path. How can more of us create our own life path that we really enjoy every single day and not feel like work is work?
I think that it's a realization that a lot of people need to kind of go into. Like, everyone is really capable of doing things. Like, I'm not special. Like, even if you look at like big companies out there in the world that we're still such a small company. There are big companies out there. Some of these people are just very normal people. You can push yourself, but some people are just not willing to put in the work. It's just the truth. They say I'm a hard worker. Literally, ask anybody. They will tell you I'm a hard worker.
But they're not.
Well, I don't. It's not my place. But I'm just saying, everyone says that they're a hard worker. If everyone is a hard worker, why do some people beat others?
They pick better. I don't know, man. I like this phrase that success is just luck. Luck is just the number of attempts you take.
Sure.
So you create your own luck.
Yeah. So I think, just really like working smart and hard at the same time. I think that's pretty much it. And then just doing something you're passionate about. Like, it's just a lot of people, I think the reason that like, it's really, there's only a few ways to really become successful. And if we're calling success money, as you are a virtuoso, which means you have a very certain skill that you can do. So you're a doctor, engineer, you're an acrobat, something like that. You're good at a certain thing and you can make a lot of money from it. All right. Number two, you become an asset manager. You're managing money for other people, and then you make money by investing that money. That's why a lot of people in asset management, like hedge funds or venture, they tend to be wealthy. And number three is entrepreneurship. You've created your own company or business. You don't necessarily have a skill that no one else has, and you're not necessarily managing money. But those are really the three ways to make a lot of money and actually be.
But
really
you're passionate. In the number three, you're passionate about something you do.
Yeah, that's what comes with entrepreneurship usually, right? But those are really the three ways. I mean, the fourth way is, you come from money, but that doesn't even count. But we're talking about like, how do you make it virtuoso? So you have a certain skill, you're an asset manager, or you're an entrepreneur. Like there isn't really a fourth. Yeah. So, and that's the thing. It's like finding out, where do you fit? Do you have a certain skill that people are willing to pay a lot of money for? Are you capable of like managing people's money, or are you able to create something from scratch, like a company or a business or something like that?
I think Steve Jobs said that you can work either with your head or 24/7, but I think it's a little bit of both.
Yep, absolutely. Well,
Omar, thanks a lot, man. That was brilliant.
Thank you. I appreciate it, Sergey.
You're looking for a quality video production provider? Look no further. My name is Sergey and I own Beverly Production. We are a video production agency from Ukraine. We help entrepreneurs to create credible online, offline podcasts and clips that drive interest, to promote your podcast. As a podcaster myself, I early realized that there are not that many podcasts that put an emphasis on quality and creativity, just making your videos look really, really cool. That's why we mix our videos up with different visual aids, sound effects, flashy transitions. We do dynamic switching and other cool creative things that just set apart your podcast from your competition. You can check our samples on the website, and we also help people to post the videos. So we take over YouTube management, and we can also run TikTok and LinkedIn for you. So if you're interested in something of this kind, don't hesitate to book a call with me. The contacts are available on the website. Thanks a lot.